right, hello BKS universe. We are going to break down basically where everybody is in the standings, where we are, and what it kind of looks like going forward next week, and kind of look at the playoff scenarios a little bit. And before we get into any of that, I just want to do a big thank you to our sponsors this season, between Kai Pera, my team name. They are the pizza store. They are the best. We should go, me and my guys in our jersey, and get pizza there after the game. And anybody else, after playing 3 hours of softball, I'm sure you're hungry. You could use a soda, could use a slice. Definitely hit up Kai Pera. Thank you again for your sponsorship. We love you. Next up is Ziani. Love Ziani, high-end clothing store in our community. I use them personally. When I was getting married, I got my going away outfit there. Definitely highly recommend. They have a lot of really great selections there, so definitely check them out, and thank you again, Ziani. Lastly, I believe D2 convenience store, the Joey Dweck, Al Dweck family-owned business. They have convenience stores all throughout Brooklyn and some other boroughs, I believe, in the area. Definitely check it out. It's a really nice convenience store. Thank you for letting us film in your office there, and thanks for providing us with snacks from the store and anything else we needed. Really appreciate it. And on to our standings. Let's start there, right? Let's work from the bottom up. In the last seed, in seventh place, we have Ike Chaz and the Wrecking Balls at 0-8. Obviously not how you draw it up, but not eliminated. You know, sometimes you get lucky, and some other teams are also playing on the weaker side, and this year they got lucky. There are teams kind of sitting here with them in the bottom of the barrel. Not what I would have thought for this team going in. I thought that they had a lot of what they had last year that worked really well for them. I guess it just didn't play the same way this year. I just want to pull up their roster, because I know that their roster is very different from what it was in the beginning of the season, because they had the 8-player trade with Aldi, and then I think a day later they had another 1-for-1 trade with Joey Polanski. So in 2 days he traded, or was it two? I think it might have been, he traded 6 of his players in 2 days in a hope to like kind of spark the team, which I kind of get. At the time he was 0-4 or something, and you just want to do whatever you can at that point to make a change. So he actually traded away Jack Moseri, who he took in the first round. He traded away Aldi, his center fielder, along with some other pieces I'm not remembering. Sorry. I can only remember so much. But as it stands today, Chaz's team has some players that, to me, it looks like they should and could win games. You know, they have Cabasa, who I believe is having a really great season. Cabasa's hitting 500, and he's got 13 hits. He's got 3 doubles. Chaz, obviously, on-base machine. I think his OBP's north of 500. Moko's having a good year. Ezra Levy is actually having a bit of a down year. I know he's injured this week, so feel better. I hope you recover quickly. Seymour, also, we're really sorry about your injury, your shoulder, I believe. Again, please recover quickly, and we're thanking you, and we hope you feel better. Mike Mann, still one of my guys that I think is very underrated. His defense has been immaculate this year, from what I've seen, from what I've heard. His bat has been a little bit down. So really, to me, the key storyline for this team is, are they going to hit? JD, I remember when I played them, came up in some big spots. He didn't come through that week, but the whole team can't really rely on one guy to come up with the big hit. So going forward for these last 4 games, if they want a shot, it's got to hit. You can't win games if you don't score runs. So that should be the mission for them. Just score some runs. I know the defense will be here. I'm seeing names that I like here a lot defensively. And Jackie's going to throw strikes. Jackie has the least amount of walks in the league. Listen, he's not blowing anything by you, but you're not getting any free bases. Everything has to be a hit. So that their game plan should just be, attack pitchers, get some good swings on the ball, try to score some runs. If they do that, then they'll have a shot at it at least. Next up, right above them at 2-8, I believe. Let me double check myself. Yep, 2-8 is Polanski's team, JP and his squad. They have 2 games left at 2-8, and just again to be clear, nobody's eliminated yet. So every team I talk about has a shot to make it. JP's team at the beginning of the year, we didn't really know what we were going to get out of them because there was a lot of new faces on the team. And I think for the most part, the people that I was less certain of, the Joey Alhadeffs on their team, the Jacob Cassins on their team, they look good. You know, Joey Alhadeff is in the batting champ conversation. I think he's batting 630, 650, something crazy. And Jacob Cassin is he throws strikes. He throws hard. I've faced him. He's got some good spin pitches. He's got a good fastball. He locates. I think truthfully the thing that's been this team's Achilles heel is the defense, because I know that JP's also hitting close to 600. They score runs between them and Goldstein and Manopla. Like they will get you at the bat. They can hit. It's just that their defense has been lacking. They've even been getting great production out of Joe Levy, the lefty first baseman. He's been really good for them. They just don't field well. So again, advice to them: if you want to win these games, if you want to make a shot at the playoffs, you're pitching great, you're hitting great. Just got to step up the fielding a little bit, and whether that means blocking the ball instead of it letting it get through you, maybe play a little deeper and give up more singles than doubles. All things that can translate into stopping the offenses on the other side. Nobody try to make hero plays and just play fundamental baseball. No extra throws, none of that. And I think you'll see it translate into better defense, which will get you more wins because you hit and you pitch. You just need a little defensive help, and you have a shot here. You got to make these last 2 games count and put the pressure on Sakal and Chaz. One spot for 3 teams. Got to do everything you can. So right above them is Sakal, who I know has 4 games left. I think Sakal and Chaz are the only teams with 4 games left. They'll be playing on June 12th, Thursday next week. So hope those games might mean everything to those teams, or pending Sunday, they might mean not so much. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see on that. But Sluggers are currently 3-5, and I think they control their own destiny more than anybody else in this group. Obviously, they have more wins than anybody else in that 3-team group, but they also have more games than anybody else other than Chaz in that 3-team group. Just want to look at their roster a little bit. Sluggers. Okay, so I played them. I graded them earlier in the season as a team I didn't love so much. I have 2 losses on the season. They're one of them. So they can play, like just plain and simple. They can play, and they beat us without Ray Sakal, I believe. Joey pitched. And I know people have preferences on who they'd rather face. I'd say that Joey Sakal and Ray have very different pitching styles. So I think that depending on who you are on my team, I know personally I like to face Sakal because I just feel like I have a bit of a handle on Ray. But Joey gives me trouble, and Joey gave my team trouble. And they beat us, and they hit better than I thought they would. They really do have hitters in this lineup 1 through 7. So that was one of the things I didn't think they had, and I'm dead wrong between Sakal and Neil, Kemi, Irving, I believe. I forgot who their 4-hitter was, but he was really good, really crushing the ball, new rookie. And he was really great. So their team, they have pieces. I know Neil is playing like a Gold Glove shortstop. He's hitting 5-something. Like he's really playing above his draft stock, and he was taken pretty early. So that's always a great thing to have. So between their big 3, between the 2 Sakals and Neil, they look great. And with the supporting cast of Shikalo and Irving and Joey, Joe Hidea, that's right, and they have good supporting cast, and I think that this team of the 3 would be my favorite, of the 3 to make it, because I just think they're a little bit more complete than the other 2 teams. So obviously they're the favorite as of right now, as they have the most wins between those three. But if I, had to put my 2 cents in again, which has been really wrong all season long, so everything with a grain of salt. But I think that this is probably going to be our 5 seed or our 4 seed. But I think they will make the wild card of those 3 teams that are vying for that one spot. I think above them is the the Brooklyn Dodgers. They're actually interesting to talk about because they're done. They are 5-7. That is how they've played their 12 games. They're on bye this week, so they're in. They've clinched. I don't think the Mambas or Wrecking Balls can catch them. The only difference is, will they be the 4 seed or will they be the 5 seed? I played them with their whole team was basically subs, but the subs they brought in were really good. Jojo Levy's brothers could really play. We're looking forward to have you guys in the league full time. Just want to take a look at them. Joe B, you know what you're going to get. He's living up to the back of his baseball card. Mark Sayag is limited his walks. Other than the week he played us, he really did limit his walks all season, and he's a strike thrower with speed, and he has a lot of strikeouts. I think his KBB, his K to strikeout ratio, his K to walk ratio has been really, really, really good. I think probably the best one out of any of the pitchers, striking out way more batters than he walks, and he just looks really, really good on the mound. Pardis has been great for them. Salem, obviously, Alan Shama, Eli Cohen. This kid, Eli Cohen, is really, really good. He's tearing the cover off the ball. He plays great defense. Definitely somebody whose draft stock is going to go up like crazy. And his first-round pick, Jojo Levy. Guys, his shortstop is, he's almost really, really great. He does make, some errors there, but overall, between his glove and his bat, wow, he's living up to that first-round pick. He crushed the ball when I played him. With a mush ball, he's almost taking it to the fence at M&S. So, kid's got a lot of pop. He's one of their big pieces, and for good reason. He should be one of their big pieces. So that's a team that, if you see them in the playoffs, you really can't sleep on them. They're like quiet good. I know they're 5-7, but they are sneaky good. So I definitely keep my eye on them for when they come back for their wild card matchup. Next up, Bedford Bombers. The other side of that big 4-player trade at the beginning of the season, 8-player trade, at the beginning of the season, is Al D's team. Forgive me, with all the roster moves from that team, I just want to make sure I get everything right here. Okay, so they're 6-4. They're interesting. They can kind of slide between a few spots in the standings. They can go all the way up to 2, pending a really, really strong performance on Sunday, and all the way down to 4. So there is some. Will they make the semis on a bye? Will they get in via the wild card? Not sure how it's going to play out for them. It's really going to come down to this Sunday and how they perform. But destiny is that they control their own destiny here. So, just win out and be done and just lock up the 3 seed. So their team, since the trade, has been really, really great. I think from week 1 when I played them till now, after watching Salim a little bit more, I think he's really gotten more confident as the season's gone on. And I watched him the other night at Coyle, and he was fantastic. Really great fastball stuff. Really good off-speed stuff. He looked like he was in control. A few walks, a few batters that got away from him. But for the most part, right in the strike zone, really attacking hitters with good stuff. Really excited about this team and where they'll go. They had a logjam of infielders, but it seems like they've kind of figured it out. I think Al D plays the outfield now full-time for them. And they have the other Al D as well. They have River and Al D. And that's kind of working for them between left and center. I know Aldi's having a batting champ year, and his brother Joseph is having a ridiculous Rookie of the Year campaign. Guy's I think he's batting also close to 700, or he dropped a little bit down out of 536, but he's 536. And I say that's where he dropped to. He was sitting at 650 for a while there, and they've been exciting to watch. Mickey's been great this year, so that was a steal of the draft kind of thing for them. Jack Mosseri made his way over in the trade, and he's been good for them at short. And they kind of have, like, ever since that trade, they kind of feel like more of a complete squad. And to me, I don't think there's really many holes in their game. They will hit, they will play defense, and they will pitch. So if one of the teams that really are going to bring it, and you got to be ready to play them, especially since the trade when they kind of fixed up what they had to fix. Next up in the 2 seed is me. I'm 8-2. So I think I'm locked into the 1, 2, or 3. So to go to the 3 seed, I would have to Aldi would have to score like 50 runs on Sunday to mess with the run differentials. So I'm likely going to be the 1 or 2 seed. It all depends on whether I sweep Isaac Cohen or not. So actually similar. I'll just talk about Isaac at the same time. Isaac Cohen's playoff standings are basically the same as mine, but flipped. If I sweep them, then he goes to the 2 seed. If I don't sweep them, then he stays in the 1 seed. So he is fully locked into 1 or 2. I'm fully locked into 1, 2, or 3. So my team will have a bye to the semis. His team will have a bye to the semis. And just to do like a quick overview about my team, obviously Isaac Cohen owes my team an apology, and I owe Isaac Cohen's team an apology for the poor grades preseason. I think there were a lot of question marks about my team, concerning could I pitch, could Sasson play short, and I think we've kind of put that to bed. 8-2, it looks pretty good to me. So between my top 5 of Lenny and Sasson and Aaron Levy and Taub, all guys hitting over 500 for the most part. Back end of the lineup getting it done between AB and Teddy Kurtz, David Masselton, Robert Beta, and we've gotten good defense from, basically you don't go 8-2 if you're not basically doing everything well, which is what my team has been doing, thankfully, for the most part. And it's just been a good vibe, and I love playing with you guys, and I'm looking forward to Sunday. But yeah, we pitch, we hit, and we field, and we're looking forward to Sunday and Mark Cohen's squad. Very excited for the challenge, and we hope that we get some really great games in. The last team, the 1 seed, has been the same 1 seed from week 1 to week 6 or 7, wherever we are now. Mark Cohen and Isaac Cohen, they're 10-0. I owe you guys an apology. I rated you pretty low in the preseason, but it's softball. That's why you play the games. And they've been fantastic. Getting tons of offense. I think they have the most runs scored in the league by a few runs, and the least runs given up in the league also by just a couple runs, but still. They have the best run differential in the league. They have the most wins in the league. Mark Cohen's walks are up, but so are his strikeouts. So they've been kind of balancing each other out. So if that's working for them, that will take them as far as it will take them. Isaac Cohen running a very clean ship. David Schwecke is playing great. Mo Levy is playing really, really great. So that's been exciting to watch. These 2 young studs, just kind of paved the way for their team, and the rest of them kind of falling behind them pretty well between JoJo and Yosef, Mystery in right field, Moshe Nahum, Isaac Miz, another guy who's in the MVP candidate race again, between him and Sasson and some other players. It's actually a pretty close MVP race this year, so that should be exciting, especially because they play each other on Sunday. So you can kind of stat watch from the field, which will be exciting for them. But yeah, their team has been fantastic. And again, you don't go 10-0 unless you're doing everything relatively well. So they've been pitching well behind Mark Cohen, who's been fantastic for them. They're hitting well between their 2 studs at the top, and everybody playing a really great supporting cast, as well as the 3 studs, I should say, between Levy, Schwecke, and Miz. And then great supporting cast playing really well there too. And you don't give up the least runs by making errors. So they're playing good defense, and we're really looking forward to playing you guys on Sunday and seeing how it all shakes out, and hopefully stopping your undefeated season, but we'll get there when we get there. And just to kind of break down the playoff format for you guys, it is 5 teams make it, 2 get eliminated. It will be the 1, 2, 3 in the semis, and the 4 versus 5 playing for a shot to get to the semis. So that will be a 1-game wild card to get into the semifinals. Semifinals will be best of 3. World Series will be best of 3. And that's it. So looking forward, our tiebreakers, if anybody is curious what the tiebreakers are, obviously record, and then it's head-to-head record, then run differential in that matchup, run differential within that matchup. And then if that's tied as well, then it would be a sudden death game. If it were to determine whether or not you make the playoffs or not, it would go to a sudden death game. But if it was a tiebreaker between, let's say, 2 and 3, you wouldn't need the sudden death game because you're both already in the playoffs. Other than that, I think that's everything. Thank you again to the sponsors, Kai Pera, Ziani, and D2. Looking forward.